Hello everyone. Yeah, I got this Cub Cadet riding lawnmower for free, and I'm gonna do a little video on this and just show y'all some things. Today I'm going to be putting on a fuel cutoff switch, and there's also another problem about this lawnmower. There's a couple problems, and I've done a little bit of work on it, but today I'm gonna go ahead and make this video on the valve, and I'm gonna go ahead and start looking into something else, and I will include that in this video. So stay tuned, let's dive into it. All right, so from what I could tell on these Cub Cadets, so this is a LTX 1040 automatic, and nowadays, here, I'll go ahead and take this off right quick. What happens is I don't know, this thing has, I put gas in it and it's been leaking. So that tells me, and I don't know if you could really see, but right here is where the carburetor is, and this light, I guess it's an automatic needle valve that goes up in that bulb, and for whatever reason, I guess it gets stuck, or I don't know, it looks like it's just, it's they tried to automate it, and their design wasn't that great. Anyway, whenever the engine is off, it constantly leaks gas. Back in where my shop is, in the grass, there's a couple of dead spots where I've been parking it in various places, and it so in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and put a gas shutoff valve on it, and just to that way I could just turn the gas off and not have to worry about it leaking gas anymore, because I am going to use this riding lawnmower, and it works okay. There's a whole slew of other problems, but I'm going to go ahead and try to resolve a lot of them. So anyway, so here's the gas tube right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. There might be some gas that comes out, there may not. I'm just assuming there is, so if there's a little bit of gas, don't worry about it. Actually, let's see. In case there is any gas that leaks on it, I'm gonna go ahead and slide some cardboard underneath it. That way it doesn't kill the grass in front of my house. Alright. And it is kind of tight to work in here, but I'm not all too broke up about it. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut right about here. And if, like I said, if gas comes out, and oh well. Yeah, I can already see some come out. Alright, no big deal. I'm going to take that and just stick it up there. Alright. You have these like little hose clamps that'll come with the valve. Just like that. Slide it on. Crimp it. Not really crimp it, but let it go. Same right here. Go ahead and slide that on. So here's the valve right here. Go ahead and just, let's see, cram it on in there. Just like that. I know it's probably hard for y'all to see, I'm sorry. It's just really tight to work in here. So there's the valve right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of angle it up a little bit, like so. I might even go a little bit higher than that, just like that. That's perfect. Now I'm gonna take these hose clamps and slide them on up and clamp them down. That's it. So that's what it looks like right there. Not too bad, pretty quick and easy job. It was actually easier than the previous video I put up on a push mower that I had done earlier on. But that's actually not bad. I can come here and turn this gas on and off. That way I don't have to worry about any leaks or anything like that from here on out. So not bad at all. Alright, so another huge problem on these older style Cub Cadets. I mean, they may not be older, but in any case, these Kohler Courage engines, if you do research or if you YouTube more videos, it is a very common problem on the Kohler Courage engine specifically, and that is there's a crack in the engine block, and it happens in the same place on every engine. At least that's what I've seen on YouTube, and I've seen various ways to fix it. I'm gonna try a different method. As you can see, due to the crack in the engine block, there's all kinds of oil that has accumulated on the chassis of this thing, and it is a mess. This is probably going to take a little longer than the valve, but so let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and just start digging into it. I'm just going to set y'all down right here, make sure y'all are good. All right, so remove this top cover, take these screws out. I think there's only 3 on mine. Usually there's 4. You'll have to take the dipstick out, and then this ought to come off. I'll show y'all a close-up of the crack here in a little bit. You know, and I don't know what Kohler or whoever makes the engines. I think MTD makes the engines, or I don't know. But I don't know what they were thinking. Right here. See it right there? The big old crack. And I guess what happens is these bolts up here will loosen for the it's like a sump cover, and due to the vibrations of the engine, it causes a crack in the block right here. Whenever I got this, these bolts were tight, so I don't know if it had cracked or they loosened and it cracked before or what, but we're gonna see if we can't fix it today. First, I'm gonna spray a little bit of brake cleaner on it, and whenever you do something like this, whenever you're putting like glues or epoxies or gasket makers on any type of metal, you want to make sure the metal is as clean as possible. You don't want any oil or dirt or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray a little bit of this brake cleaner in here, clean it up a little bit. There's that. So, and I have a torch here, and what I'm going to do for this, you know, with this torch is I'm going to go ahead and heat it up and burn off any residue oil, or that maybe something that the brake cleaner didn't get. And by heating this up, it's gonna get this area super clean and dry. It's gonna get nice and dry. Don't want to burn these wires. Alright, that ought to be good for now. Alright. And now for the fun part, I have a Dremel here. It might be kind of loud, so I might just mute it during the time of me scratching up the surface and dremeling it. So, but you'll still be able to get to see what's going on. Let's see which way is this spinning. Okay, this is spinning directly into my face, so I'm gonna go and get some eye protective wear. Alright, I got my safety glasses. Everything's looking good. Alright. Alright. I went on ahead and I took the Dremel and I went and just cleaned it up. Well, not really cleaned it up, but you kind of want to Dremel out the crack just a little bit. And then what I had done is taken the Dremel and I just scratched up the surface so much. And the reason why you want scratches in the metal is it's just for better adhesion for the JB weld. The JB weld, it'll kind of sink into those cracks and kind of grip into those cracks, and it'll keep the JB weld firm and sturdy. It won't maybe perhaps, and it might crack in the future. This engine might get so hot the JB weld just can't handle the heat, and it might just end up cracking again in the future. If it does crack again in the future, then I'm probably going to do the fix to drill the holes and put a plate of steel right here. The reason I'm not doing that now is because at this moment in time I don't 100% feel like taking off all of this. You have to take off this, you have to take off the flywheel, the magneto, and you have to pull the plate off of this sump. And because what's going to happen is if you drill in here, it's going to leave metal shavings in the sump of this engine, and you don't want that. And I don't feel like going in there and cleaning them out if I were to drill holes right here. So if it cracks again, we'll see. Like I said, I got the mower for free, and I'm just doing what I can and seeing what I can get away with to make it last a little bit longer. So anyway, I got the JB weld here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing up some of this JB weld and put a generous amount. And I've decided, after I went on ahead and dremeled, I have decided to not use any liquid gasket. I just feel like that's gonna make things a little more messy, and I probably, the whole point of the liquid gasket was to fill in just the crack, but I don't think I'm gonna get that precise and fill in just the crack, because if it was anywhere else on the metal, this JB weld I don't think will adhere very well to that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just use JB weld. And what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna take this JB weld and layer it. Like, give this time to cure, and then come in and then add another layer of JB weld. in what I'm doing now, also something that just kind of popped into my head is I'm taking my thumb. I know I'm making a huge mess, but I'm taking my thumb and I'm squeezing that JB weld into that crack. Because I feel like if I put just JB weld on the outside of the crack and not filled in the crack, it might be more of a potential for the JB weld to fail in the future, like the very near future, like the first time I start this engine future. Alright. Oh, man, I made a huge mess on my thumb. That's okay. Alright, well, I'll let that set for a while. Probably come back in a few hours or so and add another layer to it.